All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you didn't see my post, I am sick right now. However, that has nothing to do with mic quality. I'm not at my current setup. I'm at my girlfriend's house for the holidays. So, I'm gonna have this Dante's mic set up for the next couple of videos. I hope it's not too bad. I did the best I could. But anyways, we did just win LAIC. This was not grand finals. I'm going to be covering against Team YT first. This was in the semifinals. The reason I'm covering against Team YT, it should be in the title or like thumbnail. This was their last ever UCS match together. This squad was together for so long. So it's really sad to see them break up. Actually, I was surprised when I heard they were going to LAIC. They performed really well, and now it's a shock. They're broken up. Um, Phil had a whole post on it, but I can recap it for you guys here. Basically, Fui wanted to quit. He didn't feel the passion for the game anymore. So Phil also wanted to quit if he's not playing with the same five. Chaotic had also been thinking about quitting for a while. So those three just dipped out. Kilo and Sam will still keep playing. But obviously 3 out of 5 gone. Those of you that remember the OG YT with As Dave, like the roster is nothing like it used to be. So very sad there. This is our last ever UCS match. So I thought it'd be my first video back. It'd be a good recap. Honestly, I was a big fan of Team YT. Like this might be the team I watched the most of, like their scrims and stuff, and like their VODs. Just I'm like a mod on Phil's channel. I watch his channel a lot. So yeah, it's sad to see them go. But anyways, I will be breaking down the draft. There was a patch recently, so I can break down a little more of the draft, but keep in mind I do have a tournament this weekend, AOS Cup play-in, so I can't give away too many of our strats. I'll just be pointing like very obvious scenes that you and the casters want to miss, the spectators want to miss. So it'll still be very in-depth, but no, if you've watched my past videos, not as in-depth. So to break down so far the Pikachu and Slowbro ban, and the Umbreon first pick. So basically they had been playing Phil Yumis on Pikachu, and Pikachu is just really annoying for a lot of the comps we like to play. We like to play speedsters, all-rounders, and Pikachu will print a lot of XP for them. It'll give them a lot of free kills throughout the game, where if we ban it, there's not like a replacement for that. That will give them the free kills on our dive comps. Slowbro's essentially the same thing. It just makes the Ray fight a lot easier. In grand finals, a little spoilers, we did ban Slowbro too. So it's not that Slowbro's that strong right now. It's just slightly annoying for us, and we can afford to ban it because we play everything. So a read by us here, we didn't first pick Miraidon because we knew they would not 1-2 it. They do play Miraidon, but they don't have that high priority over it. I think they should add higher prio. So this is kind of a draft read that allowed us to get a crazy broken comp. We got Umbreon and Miraidon. And I think they're really good with Umbreon, which is why we wanted to take it. They can play it as tank, they play it as support, and it's just really annoying for our comps as well. So that was the other key piece we wanted to take away from them in this first game. And now their comp is so free for our dive. Zoro runs through them now, and Urshi. And this is something that a lot of people are talking about. We were playing Mew support. So yes, we did copy this from Fennel slightly because they played out Worlds. We tried it out. We're playing it way differently from them, but it is extremely strong. Do I recommend you copy it? No, please do not copy it. It is very hard to pull off. And Otter's just kind of one of the best Mew players in the world. I firmly believe he's at least top 2, if not top 1 Mew player in the world. So that's why you're playing it. Not everyone's the top Mew player in the world, so please do not play it. But yeah, the Armouge pick I think was a huge throw. Sam is really good on Gardevoir. I think he should have just played Gardevoir. We would have struggled more. He didn't play Gardevoir obviously because he's scared of our Urshifu. He doesn't know if this is going to be blue Urshifu or red Urshifu. Most people would assume red, and red's really good into Gardevoir. And then Zoro as well is really good into Guardy. So that's why he didn't want to play it. He wanted to play the A9, and Yumus is on this. But I think Armouge is a terrible pick. It got nerfed a couple weeks before the tournament, and it's just not good. So let's hop to the first game here. All right, so this clear is also something we copied from Asia. Obviously LG wasn't really a force to be reckoned with last year, so it's good to copy things from Asia, and we call this the Onyx clear. It's basically a buff split, and your jungler, the Zoro, is still gonna hit level 5 by taking 2 A-bombs in the lane that the laners leave behind. And you can see here, this is exactly why you play it, to counter this invade. So you see this Hoopa ran and invaded the jungle, and it did nothing, because even if he steals a Balto, it doesn't matter. The Zoro will still hit 5. It's doing nothing. We got both our buffs, and that's exactly why you played the Onyx clear. And it's so unpunishable. It's insanely broken. I mean, Onyx was, in my opinion, the second best team in the world last season. So there's a reason this unpunishable clear is so broken. They were geniuses for doing it every game. So something that casters don't analyze that I love to analyze, and I mean, I don't blame Spraggles and Dubsax for not being too in depth, because this was on Championship Sunday, which is to a much wider audience. This was actually a huge free night. It got put on the same Pokemon stream channel as the other games, which will open us to a wider viewer base. So in these comms specifically, like their casting, they were trying to be very user friendly, beginner friendly, noob friendly. But normally, like, they don't point this out, so you can just see who won lane by who has more points across the board. So if you literally add up all the points, you can see who's winning lane and who's losing lane. So for example, their bot lane 19 points, our bot lane has 15 points. We haven't done the backs though, so we actually went completely even in bot lane. And then for example, you can see top lane as well. They have 22 points. We only have 16 points. So top lane, well, on the, I guess our Mew has more points. So we actually did win top lane. Anyways, sorry, I played it when I was still explaining. I shouldn't have. So to break down Bs here, they did have a 4-man rotate top. They're able to do this because they have A9 and Armrouge. We have Miraida, and we just wanted to scale. So I ran top after Boppies, but it was too late. So I think Trainer trolled a bit by going in, but it's okay. Honestly, like, that death did not mean much. And the casters don't really talk about it, so they did a good job there. We're just gonna clear our jungles again, and this is where we can really break the game open. Is this mid Bs? The Urshifu is gonna be so strong. We're going blue Urshi. We're securing all the top lane farm too, so just slowly getting a really big lead here. Now mid Bs are gonna happen. That was a really good dodge by Trainer. He does go down again here on Bs. That one's a little more unlucky. I don't really blame him for that. We're still winning the fight down here. I remember Otter had a great call out here. He was like, during this team fight, he's like, run downwards, run downwards. That's a really good call. The only way we can continue this fight is if we run to the bottom right. And then, oh, this Hoopa lived 1 HP, and the A9 like stunned me with the auto, I think, as I follow played. That's so sad. And now I die for it. But we trade the tank. So overall, not the best or worst for either team. I'd say if you just look at the team fights, YT is actually favored here. However, the issue is we are out securing them on so much lane farm. You can see the level difference. We have a level 8 and a Zoro level 7. So this again, like, it's like what, the 4th year, and people still don't realize that deaths do not matter. People still focus on deaths way too much. The farm is the most important, especially in the first 3 minutes. Obviously, later in the game, the deaths will matter much more for experience-wise. Right now, if you just look at team fights, it's hard to tell who's winning. We are winning in experience. So there, I had to trade my health because we want to stop them from flipping. If you notice, our Urshi was farming to get his level 9 in jungle. So that's why I'm kind of running in here. There's a Hoopa port. But I'm essentially trading my health to try to stall them from ripping the Reggie. And now they start hitting 8 seconds late. And our Urshi's here with level 9. So now we're going. This was so sad. I almost got them out of the portal, but it's really hard. There's Umbreon. It's not like your Snorlax or anything, but the Armouge takes it back, which is really troll. And then here we just... I'll let it play out. The Hoopa steals it, which is really unfortunate. We just needed to not hit it and wait for the Mew E-ball. So you can see Otter's about to get, or he even went to Surf to try to secure. But yeah, I think he was on Evo and all we had to do was wait and we guaranteed get it. We hit it way too low here. So again, the game's going pretty decently for YT. If you just look at team fights and objectives, so they're not doing bad at all. However, we did just score 40 points top, so our offlane is hard winning. We have level 9 already. Their Lapras does not have level 9. And now we decide to fight them on mid Bs. Here we know we're up in ults. We have 3 ults. They only have 1, and so we just want to hard fight them here. So Overlord pops his Unite here. I think we pop Miraidon ult, and we ace them. We literally ace them. And now we're scoring. This is where the game gets blown open. We score bot, we score top, and honestly all these scores are super important. Getting their bot zone really low is so important for us so we can break it later. Breaking top at this timer allows us to maybe even push top. However, they do have 2 Unites. We did blow all our Unites. We only have Umbreon and Urshield left, so it's a bit risky. But we think we're strong enough because our Urshi is 2 levels up on them. So here we just have to go because the Reggie's getting ripped down. They defend really well. And if Trainer kills that Armouge there, I think it's doable. So look at the Zoro. Let me go back a little further. Zoro's right here, okay? So watch the Zoro. Combo's in. And the Armouge lives. So it's unfortunate. Trainer did his best there. He's just getting melted by their comp. So we decided to back up after the Zoro dies. Our Zoro's been dying so much that it doesn't matter if he dies more right now. So a bit unfortunate, but what's good about that push is we got out their Armouge ult and their Lapras ult. So they're not going to have that for this objective fight. And now we're going to have Miraidon ult up. We're going to have Zoro ult. We should maybe potentially have Mew ult. So what's scary here is they have Hoopa, and Hoopa is one of the strongest Pokemon on the bot tier 2, not the tier 2, the bot second Reggies. Right now, I'm just trying to scout out vision, see where they are. I do trade my passive for it, which is a bit unfortunate. Trainer sees a huge pick on the Hoopa. But again, they kill him. However, we trade 1 for 1, so it's not the worst. The A9 flashes on Miraidon, but I peel for the Miraidon, make sure it lives. And now we are winning. The Snorlax goes in. We just kill. So the fight went really well for us. Again, an unfortunate game for Trainer that he's dying so much, but it is helping us win the fights that they're just all going on him. And our Blue Urshifu is going to clean up the rest when they have no abilities. We just break the pad with Small. We think it's more important to get that bot pad off the map. The bot pads are so important the later in the game it goes. Now I'm pretty sure I'm Eos Cookie Umbreon because I knew against their lane I'd be scoring a lot, which I have. And I could kind of out-secure them on farm. And so I'm a level above these guys. I'm 6 stacked Eos Cookie Buddy Barrier. And so I'm going for their jungle. And on that timer, I should be able to get my ult back. We did get the red on the Mew, so I combo secured with him. And now again, I'm just going to ego for their blue because my entire team's farming our whole side. Now we're going to get top Reggie, and I am denying their XP at the same time. Even if I die here, it's a decently good play. And I get the blue. Get out. And again, see how little damage they're doing to me. That's the power of a fully stacked Eos Cookie. I'm the biggest Eos Cookie believer. If I think I can get away with it, I think it's really good on tanks. Now, because I stole their jungle, I'm going to hit level 12. And that's huge. Most of the time, the tank and support are going to be level 11. If the games are even, and level 12 is a huge power spike on most tanks. You get so much defense, so much health, so much attack. It's really annoying to try to kill a level 12 tank in the late game on EXP share.
I gotta say, YT is in a really horrible spot. It's gonna be very tough to win this. If they can get a nice moment where they move in, hang out in the Aurora Vale for all that.
So you'll notice our position here. They can kind of get in through the mid choke right here, which is what they try doing. And as soon as they do that, we're gonna try to poke them. Now, this was not a great start to the fight. This was a good start. They Lapras ulted me and Overlord. I was like, I'm gonna tank it. Overlord was like, I can tank it. And then we both ended up taking. Obviously not ideal. Only one of us want to get hit by the Lapras ult. They engage on Curious after. I barely get my ult off. That's the Aos cookie diff. I was 1 HP. If I wasn't cookie, I would have died. Now Overlord's level 15 though, and they used everything on me and Curious, which I don't think was wise. And we're gonna win the fight. Low health bars, it looked a little scary, but honestly that fight was not close at all. There's one thing I could have done that would have made this fight a lot easier. I could have lived right when the Snorlax and Lapras ulted. I should have just ulted. So I'm gonna pinpoint the exact time I should have ulted. Just because Umbreon ult steals shields, right here I should have ulted like a second before. So as soon as the Snorlax ulted, I should have ulted. And this fight would not have even been close because I would have been an unkillable frontline. But still, using everything on me and Curious is not the best move. The level 15 Urshi's going to run through their team. But honestly, once you have a level 15 blue Urshi in the late game, it's just very hard. Urshifu did get nerfed, but it is mainly early game nerfs. Late game, it's still going to be a huge monstrous threat. So if you get through the early game with Urshi, it's going to look really good. And we're just going to skip forward because the game's over at this point. To the next draft. All right, so there's a funny idea we had this game, and all I want to say is that I want to give you a little peek into Sam's mental state right now. Right, he is probably the best Gardevoir player in the world, if not like top 3, and he just lost a game. He's probably going to want to play Guardy no matter what this game, because Guardy, it has its bad matchups, but he's historically beaten those bad matchups because he's so good at Gardevoir. So he's thinking, oh, I want to pick Guardy. However, he still wants to have the best Guardy game possible, so he wants to last pick it. And that is what our draft revolves around. We talked about before the game. We're like, we're going to take the Guardy early, and they're not going to expect it. So we did our drafts like kind of normal without them expecting anything. Ban the Pikachu, ban Darkrai. On second pick, we just always ban Darkrai. It was really broken in this tournament. On this new patch, it has been nerfed, so it's a lot worse. They do pry with Umbreon. I think that's good by them. But Gardevoir is really good into Umbreon, and we're planning to take it early. So obviously we don't have to pick it right now. We just want to make sure to deny the Hoopa. Don't give them a strong early game. As long as we have a stronger early game, we think we'll be able to win pretty easily. We'll have the late game skill in the Gardevoir. That's our plan in the draft. So it all hinges on them not taking Gardevoir in this 2-3. And we knew they'd want to take it later in draft because we didn't have any Gardevoir played in scrims. We showed no indication of going to Gardevoir comp. And then boom, we took Gardevoir. I actually want to see if it shows their faces when we take it. No, it's not showing their faces at all. That's so sad. This is where I wish the production and casters were a little more caught up on storylines with players, did a little more prep and research. But obviously this is the first turn of the season. That's something I'd hope to see in the future. They're deep in discussion though. You can see that they're like, what the fuck? They took the Guardy. Metagross, not a good pick in a Gardevoir. That's like one of the worst picks you can pick in a Gardevoir. I think Guardy does farm it. So, but Phil is Phil is low on picks, so it's not like he can play much. So he recently role swapped to carry. He was playing like Pikachu and Metagross mainly. So he's kind of like, it's hard for him to pick much when he just role swapped. That's just an unfortunate consequence of that. Phil was their tank before, and they moved Chaotic to tank actually. So he has been spamming Lapras in the tournament. I think he's looked pretty good on Lapras. I mean, Team YT, if you didn't know before us, they beat Baby Mazo's team, which I think Baby Mazo's team performed pretty well at Worlds last year and this year. So I mean, Team YT had a good performance in this tournament, beating Mazo's team. So I'm pretty sure I'm just stacking again on Snorlax, Aeos Cookie Snorlax. All you tank players, this is the wave, I'm telling you. Obviously, you need to get good at knowing when you can score without griefing the game. If you go for scores too much, it's going to make your XP really bad. If you don't go for scores enough, you're not going to have stacks. So it's a nice balance. But once you get really good at the game, going for scores and stacks on Aeos Cookie is really fun. So you can just see here, look at me. I'm just contesting their side. And if I get anything, I'll just score. I'll X speed to their berries, and I'll be full health. So yeah, you see I just grabbed a berry. That's Snorlax's passive. It gives him double health on berries. So, and we hard won both lanes, I'm pretty sure. We have a level 5 Urshifu top, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but we're level 5 Gardevoir bot, which is huge. Guardy's weakest part is her 1 through 4. Now she's going to start steamrolling the game. She's already level 5. They rotate 4 top with Miraidon here. I think that was pretty troll. But there was a disconnect. Alright, sorry. I'm sick, so I apologize if that was loud. Talking a little too much, but I'm trying to record some videos. I want to record some videos after LAIC, but I'm sick, so bear with me. So Trainer goes in here alone. Otter could have easily given him a portal, but he uses portal on bees. So this was really badly misplayed by both Otter and Trainer. Just some miscommunication there. Trainer wanted to go in. I think if he gets Hoopa supported, he's fine here. He chunked them for free. We got bees for free. So a little disconnect. Trainer again died in the first minute. Was unfortunate. The Lapras walks up without realizing how that Urshifu is level 5. So it just insta dies. Now our Gardevoir is extremely strong top. You can see something I missed here. I think the camera should have panned immediately down after the top fight ended. Is we are trying to get the score 22 bot against the solo Umbreon. So I just take a bit because I had to tackle first to get rid of the Umbreon passive, which gives unstoppable. But after that initial tackle on my next tackle, when I stun him, he won't be able to stop the Gardevoir store because he will be stunned. And we do eventually get that. Chaotic actually plays it really well here. It's just, oh, they finally show on the cam there, but that was after it was done. Unfortunately, they didn't catch that. Now the next big timer to look for is mid-Bs at 8 minutes. And this is something that's going to be really important for breaking open the game. So Overlord chunks the Lapras, so we're keeping 2 top, and we immediately rotate to mid-Bs. Gardevoir was already there, got a lot of the farm. The Metagross does engage on her. Now, I went to stop the Umbreon from going to mid because I didn't want my team to be outnumbered. However, they set up in the bush, nice play by them, and stopped me. Ultimately, that kill really doesn't matter. Essentially, all they got off that kill was 1 Audino. I give kind of 1 Audino of experience, so they get 2 Audinos of experience. I think it's worth to make sure the Umbreon doesn't go to mid, because if they kill us all there, it would be really bad. Now, our Gardevoir is really strong, so that's why we're keeping a lot of people topside here. We do think bot side is really important, but we have a level 7 Gardevoir. They're going to be really good at holding pads, and we have Hoopa, so we can just immediately go down here. This is the strength of Hoopa. And I'm just getting Umbreon passive there before the fight. This is a stellar time to take a nap because I can't move anyways in the mean look. Just preserve as much health as I can. Umbreon no mean look, so just to re-engage on him, he's going to die. Or not, no passive. So, well, once you get the pass out, you just re-engage on him, and he'll probably die. A lot of the tankiness on Umbreon comes from that passive. It gives him unstoppable. It gives him defenses when he gets stunned. Really good fight, though, there. The Metagross, I believe, full cleared for level 9 or something. Oh, let me look. Yeah, he was taking blue buff while we were doing it. So that's why we did this fast. We could tell we outnumbered them. As soon as we rip, we turn back on the Reggie. The Metagross does get there in time, but he does not have the greatest secure. So good flash by Kyrus there to get out, and we secure it. Now though, he has Metagross ult, so it's a bit rough, and we just run away. It's hard for them to push on Gardevoir because, again, he can just sit in the speed flux zone, shoot at them. I'm Snorlax. I'm really tanky on pad. It's really hard for them to push pad here. They already used Metagross ult. And this is the same situation as the first game. If you guys remember, after the first objective bot, we lost the objective bot. But we just fought them mid because we had more ults. It's the same thing here. We have more ults, so we're looking to fight. However, it's hard to find an angle here, so on the midbies do end up getting flipped. We just back up a little, but this is still a great timer to fight. We're gonna heal up and we're just gonna run top here and fight because we have more ults. Again, they have 0 ults right now, so this is when we're really looking to fight. Trainer hits a huge Shadow Sneak here. Let's go back and watch the Shadow Sneak. So they're in the 1v1. He starts to engage off. Unfortunately, does not get his ult off. That was so sad. If he did, he would have lived. However, the Metagross is a free Guardiol. And again, that's why the Metagross matchup is bad. There's nothing you can do. If he aims it perfectly on you, there's nothing you can do. You have no dashes whatsoever. Zen Headbutt's kind of a dash, but you have to hit it on someone. So as long as people don't grief, they stay out of range. It's a really bad matchup. So now, because we didn't use Mimikyu and we still won the fight, we got a huge over top. We're looking to maybe push this top tier too. You know, we have 4 Unite moves here. They have 4 Unites, but if you look at the level difference, we are up in at least like 4 levels across the board. And they were not ready for it. So you see, they were still trying to be greedy here. This is my #1 thing when I coach teams, like 5-man teams. This is the #1 thing I tell them: do not be greedy for the bot tier 1. Just always hold your top tier 2. I would just 5-man the top tier 2. I think it's better than giving up the bot tier 1. Now there is some macro you can do with giving up the top tier 2, going bot, stacking. That's a really common thing Fusion does a lot, is they just don't give a fuck about their top pads at all, and they just make sure they're fully stacked on everyone. They break the bot pad. That's another thing you can do, is 5-man bot. But whatever you do, don't be split at this timer. In my opinion, it's a lot easier to play out, especially for lower tier teams, to 5-man top. If they 5-man top here, it would be really hard to push. We'd probably grief and die, and you just get some experience back. But we're being too greedy for the bot pad, and we get it scored for free. Now they can still play for kills here, which is what they're gonna do. But again, if they were 5-man here ahead of time, they could have played for kills and not let it in as well. They do end up getting Gardevoir. They just all go on her, so it was really good by then. But now they're just going to get cleaned up by Trainer. It's a clank by Trainer. Look at this Shadow Sneak. I was watching Chris here stream, and he was like, take it, Trainer, take it. Oh, you pussy. I was like, all right. I think it's good Trainer didn't take that, but it was a really nice Shadow Sneak to hit. So now YT does the smart thing. After they die, they go immediate bot and rip it. This is what I think you should do every time. So very good macro play by them. They get the bot Reggie for free. Obviously, we are not going to contest because we used all of our ults. We don't have positioning ahead of time. But now we have a level 12 Urshi. So we're just waiting for our ults to take. We're going to siege their bot pad. As soon as they leave here, we're just going to fight. We take this 5v4. The Lapras is top. You can just see Snorlax is so toxic because I get speed from my passive as well. So on these bot tier 1 pushes, Snorlax is so good. I can just play in their speed flex. I have perma speed the dodge abilities. I steal their berries really fast because I'm literally walking fast on them. So that's using the strengths of Snorlax properly. We were one of the only teams to play Snorlax in this tournament. It's definitely a very unique tank compared to the other ones, but I think it is one of the strongest tanks. So I'm surprised other teams didn't pick up on it. on how strong it was. YT was actually one of the few teams that was picking Snorlax a lot too. So I think that's part of why they did so well. Now, we just looked for the timer to fight in their jungle. We had ults. What this allows us to do is take their jungle, farm XP, because what happens in Unite is when you break all these paths, they have so much experience on their side. But if we just AFK, you know, on our pads with our point lead, they're just going to farm their entire side. They're going to be higher level than us at the end of the game. So even if we die, we kind of need to go in and fight them just so that we can be higher XP or same XP. Because if we fight over their farm, I mean, at least we're getting some farm, and if we get kills and they get kills, then at least we'll at least be the same level. It's kind of the only thing you can do when you're trying to snowball the game. Really good port by Trainer there. So he would have died if he stayed, but Otter Hoopa ults there. So Trainer full heals and takes it, so he guaranteed gets support out, and now he won't die. Overlord sees an angle to go in, and he looks a little. I kidnapped the Lapras here, but Overlord wants more. He's like, the Lapras is dead. He's gonna go in. He does almost die. Trainer hits a huge Shadow Sneak. Trainer on Mimikyu is fucking insane, bro. And now, I'm just gonna walk with Reggie, get some vision, and look at our comp. If they are not in the pit, we can kill this Rayquaza in like 4 seconds. So, literally, they're not there. There's no one in pit, so we just do it. Like, this is utter disrespect by Team YT. Like, no one was even there. You just cannot do that against a Pokemon like Gardevoir. Because it will shred the Rayquaza in seconds. And so just I mean, honestly, I'll say a big mistake that can be avoided here. Let me go back. Is I think this Reggie, if it goes in, they should just let it in. They should be trying position in their jungle at least and just 5-man. And if we go for scores alone, then they can kill us, right? But if we walk as 5 to score, then they can flip the Rayquaza. So this top Reggie going in their base is actually not as like foolproof as people think. It's like just let it in your base, and if you play it after well, it's really not like a win condition like most people say. But the biggest mistake people make is trying to rip this Reggie. Just let it in, and try to kill when they score. If they all walk together, you just flip the Rayquaza, and you will need to play after Rayquaza well with your shields, but that's much more playable than this, where we just literally get it for free with no one there. So even if I saw like the Umbreon Lapras walking up ahead of time, I just blocked them out. That's one of the strengths of Snorlax here in this comp. Snorlax is very strong when ahead. So again, so talking about drafts, so Phil again, or not Phil, Sam is one of the best Gardevoirs in the game, if not the best Gardevoir. And so okay, this is the actual draft. First off, I'll tell you, in the actual game, there was like a really long pause here after draft, I think. Just because like some players like device malfunction, so you had to wait like 30 minutes. But this is the YouTube video that the Pokemon Unite channel made after, so it looks like they cut that out. That's nice. But anyways, we early picked it. So what Sam is thinking is just like first pick Gardevoir for me. Just pick it for me. Because YT's not playing like the meta Pokemon. They're playing their own game, which is respectable. I mean, making your own meta. That's what a lot of world champions have done in multiple MOBAs. Like T1 in Worlds, winning the Worlds the last 2 years, they made their own meta. They didn't follow the meta champs. So it's respectable. He's using like first pick Gardevoir. And I got confirmation from him after these games. He was like, I really wanted to pick Gardevoir that second game, last pick. And then the third game, I was like, just first pick me Gardevoir. I really want to first pick Gardevoir. And so we knew this going into the third game draft. Which is why you will see our first ban was Gardevoir. And we were just laughing and chuckling here. We were playing the mind games really well. I'm really sad the casters didn't pick up on all these mind games. They just didn't even mention the Gardevoir theme. I think the storylines were really cool here in these games, which is why I wanted to make this video and explain it. Um, and Sam, like literally after the games, because we're really friendly with Team YT, you know, NA teams, we gotta support each other. Sam, after the game, his first question to me was, "Who did your drafts? Who did your drafts? How did you know? How did you like play the mind game so well with Gardevoir?" And it was honestly Overlord. Overlord was like, Overlord the second game was like, pick Gardevoir, pick Gardevoir. Kyros was like, no, don't pick Gardevoir, don't pick Gardevoir. But all of us wanted the Gardevoir. We thought it was a good strat. And the third game he's like, ban Gardevoir. So he just had an epiphany in these drafts. Obviously, the rest of the drafting is mainly me. But the Gardevoir specifically was all Overlord. He had that epiphany. So he's strong with the mental games. And so we're taking the Leafeon here again, a solid early game option. They do take the Snorlax Umbreon combo, which this is going to be Umbreon support, and they get the Pikachu this game. So on this game, they get a lot more of their comfort picks. These are like all three, like their comfort picks throughout the tournament. So this game, they will get their full comfort comp. However, we are just going to go our comfort comp. We're just going to go like, I'm sorry, I am sick, so bear with me. We are going to go like the comps we have been playing the whole tournament, strong meta Pokemon. Besides the Mew here, it wasn't meta for most teams. And then the reason we had Gyarados is because if you follow Team YT and you're a Team YT fan, in the last season, Gyarados was actually one of their most banned Pokemon. Why? Because it counters the mages. Gyarados is one of the best melees you can pick into Pokemon like Pikachu and Chandelure, because he has an unstoppable bounce. He's really tanky. He'll just bounce on you, kill you, and then if you try to do anything else, he'll ult, go invincible. So it's just a really bad matchup for these mages. It's one of the best melee matchups of, like, it's probably the best melee matchup you could go into mages. And again, the Leafeon's going to be really bad for this candle as well. So essentially the YT have a front to back comp. They're just going to try to keep their candle alive. Everyone's going to try to sacrifice themselves to keep the candle alive. And candle's like the hyper carry mage that's trying to kill everyone in the meantime. And then we just need to kill candle and we will win the game. So fast forward to the game. And so you see us buff splitting a lot. This is a very common strategy. Try to watch our perspective to see how we do it well, but I highly recommend this to any new 5-stack team starting out. It is a foolproof strategy that is really easy, that will auto make the early game much easier for you. So here our lanes are not the best because we have Magikarp. So we're just looking to go even in the top lane. Bot lane is always just playing for secures on farms more than kills. So we look for a killer. If we plays it really well, doesn't die. And now we're going to set up for Bs here. Honestly, a really boring early game compared to the other ones, but we'll see some actions at 850 Bs. And you can see Overlord is slowly building up his Gyarados gauge. That's all he wants to do. We do get the big B and a couple smalls, I believe. But Otter trolls here. So Otter was telling me after the game, because I watched this back and I was like, what was Otter doing here? Because he walks up and gets me looked for free as a ranged character, which in pro play is really bad because you should be able to space them well. But he told me basically that they got most of the farm in lane. So if you look back here, the Umbreon's level 3, the Mew's level 4. So if you look at the EXP shares, that means they got most of the farm because the Mew EXP share is way higher level than the Umbreon. So he's very surprised that the Umbreon could hit level 4. And that's why he got me looked here. He thought the Umbreon would be level 3. However, he does see the Umbreon on level 4 beforehand, and he walks up into it anyway, so he just trolls um a lot. It's an unfortunate troll, and after that happens, we just have to give the caps because I believe Overlord and Trainer will die. That's the bad thing about Magikarp. If you make a mistake in the early game, it'll be really easy for the enemy to capitalize because Magikarp is so horrendous until you get that Gyarados. So you can see bot lane, we're doing really well here. They have a level 5 Pikachu, we have a level 6 Miraidon. So that's how you can tell we're winning the lane. And both teams are going to set up for mid Bs here. We have sent a lot more people down here. We finally get the Gyarados, and we're going to look to fight. We one-shot the Umbreon that tries to mean look. We kill the Candle, and yeah, this is just a bot lane gap. I'm not going to lie. We were so far ahead of them. And again, I'm pretty sure I'm stacking on no, actually this is the one game I didn't go stacking, so I should have though. I scored so much this game. I think I remember during this game I was like, why didn't I go stacking? And we just crash top here. It's important to get your attack weight stocks on Leaf and Gyarados, so that's what we're prioritizing. Oh, and this is something I'm so sad about. So you can see we have 3 top against 1. So we're 3v1 top. So me and Otter, we both have EXP share where the tank and support are 2v4 against the entire team. We're against the entire team YT. And the camera is not here when there's no fighting top. It's like, why? And the reason I'm so sad is because me and Otter completely smurfed this. Like, look at this. Look, when it finally pans, we're 2v4 this whole time. No health. They started full health. And look at their health bars. Look at our health bars. We absolutely destroyed them in this 2v4. It was not even close. And it's just so sad the spectator didn't get that. Actually, I'm friends with the head spectator. His name is Gamma, and we were drinking with him, and we were talking to him about this after. And he said that he caught that, and he was trying to pan the camera, but there were some technical issues, unfortunately. But he did catch that, and he was also really sad that they didn't get that on camera. So it is very unfortunate. And now we're just gonna prio top, or I mean not top. We're gonna prio bot before top. I'm just an unkillable front line here. I'm level 7. They recently buffed the bubble beam on Lapras, I believe, to give more shield. So it just gives so much more shield. They couldn't burst through it. And since they walked up, we're just gonna leaf out them. We're gonna score on this bot pad, and we have an insane early game lead. So again, the drill is simple. We can break bot pad whenever we want. We want to try to push the top tier 2 to kind of steamroll this lead. How do we do that? Mid Bs are going to spawn next. So always look for a mid B spawner around 620. In solo queue, probably not, but in 5 stacks, that's usually what happens, is around 620. So we're looking to collect mid Bs, which we just did, and we're going to go top. However, Overlord, okay, I will explain something. We had played the entire day already. So Overlord and Otter may look really out of it in this set because this is like our last set of the day, and the fatigue hits, you know. So but yeah, Overlord, all he had to do was Dragon Breath, bounce away, because we are not there. Look at where we're set up. We have no vision of them, so they're obviously top here. But he goes for autos. Even right now, he could start charging his bounce, which gives him unstoppable, and he will probably live because it will give him a shield. However, he's still auto attacking when no one's there, and then they just kill him. But he could have easily lived there, easily. So he does hard troll. Otter gets a good engage here, just chipping them, manages to live too, and we get them off the Reggie. So pushing the top Reggie into their tier 2, the hopes are still alive. That is our goal. However, then Otter goes down. So this is going to be really tough now. We're going to have to really outplay it. And yeah, that comes out of nowhere. So if you look at the minimap, essentially what happened bot was I scored to get my ult. And you can see on the minimap the moment I start ulting. And we have lethal as well. So I believe it's right here I start ulting because I start picking up a lot of speed. I pick up Trainer. And obviously I'm targeting the candle. Again, like I broke down with the drafts, we kill candle, we win the game. So that's why Lapras was such a good pick here into their comp, because I can just assassinate the candle. And with that engage, we should be able to break the pad. However, we did have to blow 2 Unite moves for that. So now it's going to be a little hard to push their tier 2. Now I'd say it's like really hard. They'd have to really make a mistake. But we're going to try because we're so far ahead. Now ideally we try, we get some Unite moves, we don't die. We get their Unite moves for it, and we're happy, even if we didn't push their tier 2. And that's the goal here. However, Phil hits a huge, like, insanely good Pikachu ult. So, like, look, I mean, literally when this was happening, I was looking at Overlord. He was full HP with his ult shield still. And I was like, I literally calmed down, like, we're fine here, we're fine here. But he gets Volt Tackle, Perma CC into the Hydro Pump, into Move Lock, and dies. So really good catch by Phil, really good target priority by Team YT. If they didn't play that literally perfectly, that sequence, we could have potentially pushed in our tier 2. So really good play by them. But even this isn't too bad. Unfortunately, Overlord died, but now we get the bot Reggie for free. So again, it's about doing the timer as well. Because we took the top Reggie at that timer, it gave us a free bot second Reggie. And now they don't have many options to come back in the game. Their best option is just to 5-man one of our tier 1 pads and try to Unite move us. So you can full heal the mean look, by the way, and Trader is full heal if you saw that. He just mistimed it a little bit. The Umbreon plays it so well, actually waiting the mean look the Umbreon. So he played that really well. He actually like waited a little because he knew the full heal. And now you can see I'm just scoring again on Lapras, and what am I going to do? I'm going to ult down at the push. Now something funny happens here. I start ulting because they said they ulted bot, and there's obviously they backed up, and you can see them backing, but we don't see them backing. My assumption was, okay, they're going to regroup and push the bot pad again. So that's why I insta ulted, just to make sure. However, they did not push, so it was pretty awkward. I scouted in their jungle. I saw them not pushing. I'm like, okay, they're not pushing. And so the following situation happens. Spragle thought this was so funny. I Lapras ulted Overlord to farm. I mean, it's like I don't want to go and fight them. It would be troll. Anyone I bring would end up being like 2v5. So we'll just use it to collect farm, and it's not the worst because I don't have to farm at all, and I will get my Unite move back for Ray. So it's not the worst timer at all. And now again, their only play is to 5-man pad, and again, Overlord. You'd think after the first time it happens, he wouldn't make the same mistake. But he tries to like fight them instead of charging the unstoppable, charging his ult. So the correct play here is, first off, you don't even Dragon Breath. The Umbreon wasn't walking your bush, so he already trolled it there. He should have stayed there out of vision. Now here he should be charging bounce and just bounce away. So the second troll here is going for the auto attacks. Now the third troll here is charging his bounce. He should insta ult on the mean look. And the fourth troll here is bouncing forward. He should just hold his bounce as long as possible for the unstoppable, and then try to ult after. So yeah. Very essentially what I'm trying to say is if the Gyarados plays out well, they should not be able to punish the Gyarados. But again, people are tired. It was a long day, so it happens. I literally had a battle right before that, so mistakes like that happen. It's just about the rest of the team not domino effect, you know, inting with those mistakes. So now they do die in the push, so we end up going like basically 1-for-1. They used a lot of ults, and this should essentially secure us the bot Reggie. Phil tries to go for an ult here, which I think is really bad. He kills Mew, but that doesn't matter. He killed an EXP share, so using Pikachu ult for there basically sealed the deal, guaranteed they cannot contest bot Reggie at all. And essentially these third bot Reggies, if you do not know in pro play, are quintessential. They are so important. These third bot Reggies will basically win you games. Just because the buff will last the entirety of Ray fight. So this buff lasts a minute 30. It'll last until a minute. So the Reggie buff is perma buffing our team. It's like if there was a supporter that gave like a buff to your team, like League of Legends has a lot of supporters like that, and it lasted the entire most important objective fight, like Baron. That's insanely broken, and that's what's happening here. It's essentially like one of the most broken abilities in the game that we'll have for the Ray fight. And now Regirock is probably the worst one you could get because it's only defenses. You really don't want that most of the time, just because of how the math works with defenses. However, Regice is normally like the second worst or the worst. However, we play no healing comps, so Regice is actually really good for our comps, which is another perk of playing no healing comps. Is you will love to get Regice when normally you only want one. Now the most broken by far is Registeel, because that gives you 30% more damage, I believe. Maybe his nerfs to like 20%, something around there. But just getting a free like 20% plus damage for the Ray fight is insanely broken. So that's why these third bot Reggies are so important. Now you can see as we walk here, we do have to walk as 5 because they could be set up anywhere. As a spectator, you get to see all this vision, but they could literally be set up anywhere. And so we're just slowly clearing together. I see the Snorlax. Now I can water pulse him, but if I auto attack, it makes me stand still. And when I stand still, he can heavy slam on me and kidnap me with his block. So that's why that's why we have a little face off there and we don't hit each other, because he doesn't want to waste his heavy slam. I can't auto attack him. I can water pulse him, but I kind of waited until I was a little farther away just to be safe. Now Kyrus knows he's really safe. He knows he can just poke them out, so he's just gonna continuously poke them. And all we have to do here is stall time. We're perfectly happy with this. We just try to chunk them as much as possible as they're trying to get position, and we stall time. Team YT has to do something here. They need the recalls, they need scores. And as it's ticking down to 1 minute, if we fight now, basically even if the fight goes bad, if all of us don't throw and the fight goes bad, they still can't win just because of the timer. So that's why we should just get the first engage, just to make sure they don't get a hugely good engage, just to guarantee we get an even fight. If we get an even fight, we win the game. So Otter goes for this engage on the ult, and that is using a Mew bug, by the way, because Mew's Unite move was really bugged for this tournament. But insane engage by Otter. And after that engage, I mean, because we're so ahead, the fight's gonna be hard. They tried their best to keep the candle alive, but the Miraidon ult hits it. And yeah, something interesting I want to note here is they actually were higher level than us. So if you look at this fight, they have a level 14 candle and 2 level 13s. Overlord's only level 12 actually. And our Miraidon's only level 13. So they are actually higher level than us. However, this is why the points, if you play well, can be converted into positioning, can be converted into making this fight so hard for them. Levels aren't everything. So that's just something interesting to keep in mind. Is like it's not like we were super ahead in levels. It was the positioning that counts the most. And knowing when to kite out, because if we all fought them in their jungle here, obviously we would probably lose the fight since they had higher levels. But we space them well. We know that like we can just back up and they can't hit the Ray at all. And again, see, we bait hit the ray there, and then we immediately turn on the low 14 candle, and there's nothing you can do. So yeah, this game's pretty over. Now we're just gonna go for caps, and they can't do the recalls at all. They can only stop one cap, and the game is over. So I hope you guys enjoyed Team YT's final UCS game ever. That's honestly really sad to say. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this roster. They were really a fun, content machine for Unite. So I'm sure lots of you guys will miss them too. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope me being sick didn't affect the content too much. And I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving.